Welcome back to the WHHI News. Guess what? Next week is Beach Safety Week, and who better than Mike Wagner, the Beach Patrol Director of Shore Beach Service, to give us some tips this time of year. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Okay, beach safety. What's the most important stuff we need to remember when we go to the beach?
Right, there's a lot of them. Our website and the United States Life Saving Association, which we're a part of, has a list of beach safety tips. The number one is always swim near a lifeguard. So, that way, if something happens, we're there to help. Whether we actually are the ones to see it or somebody comes and gets us, we can help. Another big one that I think is a little bit underrated, we've got an ordinance on the beach for not digging holes deeper than a foot, which is mostly about, sea turtle protection and that sort of thing. But sand collapse is a very dangerous thing.
People have died from those young children and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, my grandson, bury me in the sand." I'm like, I don't think so.
So the foot or less that it has to be here on the island is a good guideline. Right. The USLA recommends no deeper than the knees of the smallest person in your group.
Oh, that's good to know. And cover it up at the end of the day if you dig a hole, right?
Definitely do that. And then the other thing to remember is while we've got lifeguards on the beach, the parents are actually the best lifeguards. So they always say designate a water watcher, someone in your group that's actually watching anyone that goes. Yeah. So I'd say those are three of the big ones for sure.
What about people that don't really know how to swim that go in the water? Do they?
They do. They absolutely do. I always recommend that if you don't know how to swim, just don't go in the water, particularly not to swim. You want to walk through it a little bit, but if you don't know, so many things can happen in the ocean versus a pool that, it's easy to be, there's, rip currents are a possibility where you can get.
Do we have those here?
We don't often, which is very fortunate for us, but they do happen from time to time. It seems like it's usually around the times of a big storm
or something,
Absolutely.
So you got to be mindful. I know you've got tips on what to do in that.
The biggest thing with the rip current is and just so people know, it'll pull you straight out. Don't fight it, swim out of it sideways, or just float, and it'll kick you out the back end of it.
Hey, what about, jellyfish, Portuguese man of war? We get those certain times. Right now we have the non-stinging things all over, which my dog loves to try to eat. But anyway, so are they an issue? You guys always carry vinegar. Not you guys, but the lifeguards do, or something.
We get steered away from that a few years ago.
My fault,
No, that's fine. We used to have vinegar for years. The USLA, again, the United States Life Saving Association, does not recommend vinegar. They recommend just rinsing it well with salt water.
Oh, okay.
And that will rinse off stinging cells. The problem with vinegar is anything can kind of upset the stinging cells that are on your skin. So there's a potential, particularly with different types of jellyfish. Like I know they say like with Portuguese man o' war, vinegar can actually make it worse.
Ugh, okay,
so
I hate those
we
things.
Steered away from that, but don't see many Portuguese man o' war, mostly the sea nettles and occasionally the sea wasps, which are a little more severe.
And what the great thing about the lifeguards too, though, is they are there as a resource when you get out there on the beach. I know you have the slates too, but you can say, "Hey, what's the story out there today? Do we have jellyfish? Any special, things we need to be aware of?"
Right.
Sharks. Do you ever pull people? We have a lot of sharks, but we don't have too many incidents.
If we see a shark, we clear the water for 30 minutes from the last time we saw it. And we do have 3 different flags. A red flag means stay out of the water.
Okay.
Yellow just means exercise more caution. And one thing we started putting up last year was a purple flag, which is for stinging marine life.
That's good to know.
So if we've had stingray wounds,
those aren't fun.
Or jellyfish stings, that are more than usual.
And the shuffle when you go in the water so you don't step on the stingray. Ugh.
Yeah.
We're already out of time, but I am impressed too. Those lifeguards are very well trained, by the way, aren't they?
Thank you. Yeah, we have to stay up to that USLA level of training, so they're well trained.
Well, great to see you. I really appreciate your time, and
you as well.
Maybe we'll see you on the beach this summer.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to be back in just a minute with the Entertainment Report and Justin Jeremiah. Don't go away.